Now, get ready to conquer the road with Zion Driving Instructors, conveniently located at 1782 Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We are your ticket to driving success. We are known for and specialize in the best rates for driving classes, ensuring you reach your driving goals affordably and efficiently. Our expert instructors offer personalized one-on-one training, making you a confident and skilled driver. Plus, we offer convenient 5-hour classes and various packages deal to give you even more value. Ready to take the wheel? Call us today at 718-374-5678. That's 718-374-5678. Or visit ZionDrivingInstructors.com. That's ZionDrivingInstructors.com. Zion Driving Instructors, your journey to the open road starts here.
Everyone wants money, don't you? The National Lotteries Authority's Lotto Jackpot is $188,000. Play today for chances at improving your life. Lotto. Play and win a lot of money.
Ride Along Live, welcome to the ride. Welcome to Thursday on the ride. Serious matters today, guys. Serious discussion, serious conversation. It's going to be an emotional ride. I hope you guys prepared for that one because anything to do with children, turn up my AC, anything to do with children is always very touching. And I did a whole vlog on this a few months ago that, you know, the most heartbreaking thing for any parent is to prepare their life, prepare their homes, prepare their hearts, prepare their family to welcome a child into this world. So it's a whole experience. Only to come to the point where the final outcome, to welcome this child, you're not able to. Nothing as devastating like this. And before we bring on our first guest, I remember when my son was about just a couple days old, a couple months old actually, and he was chewing on a mint. So he was just running around, he picked up a mint and started to chew it. And the child started to choke on the mint. And there was nothing more traumatic, nothing more heartbroken to me to see this child just on that. He just like he's gasping. A parent should never have to go through this. Now, my next guest, she didn't only went through experiencing, you know, going through the whole period of welcoming her child. The child came, but as you would hear from her own story, never how she expected it, never how she expected to welcome that child. I don't want to preempt her story. Long emotional ride, guys. It's a tough one today. All right, so as you come and go ahead and share up the program, share it, because I know that there are many others who have shared similar stories in the past, similar to what we're going to hear today. And it's tough. All right, so let me share it. Let me share the program as well. Let me share up the program as well, and we encourage and we invite everyone to do the same. Because the idea is to don't have this happen to another family. Don't have this happen to another person, right? Devastating. Shante, and Vernice, girl, I've been there with my good friend Vernice, Shante Kelsey, where Vernice, I don't know how you dealt with it at the time. You're a strong woman. And to any woman, any person, any person who went through this, you know what I'm talking about. Let me finish share this a couple times, guys, and we're going to bring on our next guest. Glennis, thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much. Jayla Buddy, thank you so much. Everybody share. Share and tag, guys, and also put this on a page, someone's page, because everybody needs to hear this. Everyone needs to see this. Everyone needs to hear this next story. All right? Are we ready? Guys, have the tissues because I know it's going to be an emotional one for everyone. All right, everyone share. Deslin, thank you so much. All right, guys, so let's bring on our next guest. She is from my area, my neck of the woods in Grenada. And let's just bring her on, take it from there. Ashley, welcome to the ride. How are you doing?
Hi, thank you for having me, and I'm good. I'm coming along.
You're not good. I am not good for you. I feel in the pre-interview we were speaking, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I don't. I didn't. It was mind-boggling to me. It's a crazy situation. So let's take it from the start. Go ahead and tell us what happened.
It's okay. Um, so my story begins last week around this time, 6 o'clock. Um, what happened was I started to get pain, and well, this was my first baby, and I started to get some pain, but I didn't pay any mind to the pain. I left work around 6:30 and I came home and I was getting pain like every hour. I started to use Google to research, and at that time I was 27 weeks pregnant. So I knew I had like 3 months again to prepare for the baby. So labor
That's
was
pretty
nowhere in
early.
my
That was
mind.
about 6 months or so.
Yeah. So I knew I had the next 3 months to
Right.
think about labor, etc.
Right.
So it was nowhere in my mind. So the pain continued for the next 2-3 hours, and I made my way up to the hospital, Princess Alice Hospital,
Yeah.
around like let's say 12 a.m. into Friday. So when I got there, they took my vitals, my blood, etc., and they left me to get drips. The first thing I noticed when I went to the hospital, the nurse was sleeping on the patient bed, the bed I actually had to get the drips on. And when she left, they gave me the bed to get the drips, and that was it. They left me there. They gave me two bags attached to the same drip line. So when the first one was finished, they gave me a samples, the bowls. They give you the sample to do your urine, etc.
Right.
They gave me one of that to get a urine sample. I went to the washroom, I gave them, and that was that. After giving them that, I lied down for the next 2 hours or so on the bed, taking the other bag with the drips, and the pain. Remember, I said the pain was coming like every hour.
Right.
It started to come like more recent now, like every, let we say, 15 minutes. I'm paying no mind. They didn't examine me, they didn't put anything on me. They just took my blood, and I guess I don't too sure. But that was all. They didn't put anything on me, they didn't examine me, nothing like that. You know? During my time there, a lady showed up, and the lady was visibly pregnant, you know? Her belly was big. Not too sure if it was her time. She was sweating, you know, in the same pain just like me. She was in labor pain. And because she was visibly pregnant and ready at the time, they took her in, examined her, and realized she's ready to make her baby. And the next thing I know, the baby started to cry. They did everything they had to do to help her, and that was it. Little did they know I was in labor at the time, because they didn't examine me to see if I was dilated or anything like that. Nothing. The pain started to come every 5 minutes now, really unbearable, the worst pain of my life. Worst pain. So I started to bawl, because one thing about me, I know to grind. So I said, let me hold it down. Next thing is nada. I don't want to call false alarm. It's not labor, make everybody panic. But I really couldn't grind again. The drips wasn't working, nothing. Well, that's all they give me. So I can't say nothing else wasn't working. When I started, I couldn't grind again. They bring me back in the room where the lady just had her baby, and they finally examined me, and they realized I'm 3 centimeters dilated. So the doctor called the hospital in town, the general hospital. The doctor in Princess Alice called the general hospital doctor and told her that she has a 21-year-old, and she think I'm in labor, and she doesn't know what to do. So the phone was on speaker, so she was asking some questions. to check certain stuff to ensure that I'm indeed in labor. And she said, the doctor was saying, yes, she's in labor, no doubt, she need help. So they put me in the ambulance. She said, well, send her down with the ambulance. They put me in the ambulance, and I was accompanied by one of the nurses in the Princess Alice Hospital. The nurse told me, because it was only one nurse, the driver, myself, and the child's father. The nurse told me that if I want the baby, don't push. The baby will be safe. Just don't push. And I understand that because in the ambulance, no facility to actually have the baby inside there.
Right. Hold on one second. Let's just slow down there a little bit.
No problem.
During that 6 to 7 months period, did you have any issues, any problems, any falls, any complications?
Nothing. I was actually up to date with everything. My next appointment was supposed to be on the 22nd, so everything was good. And you see, well, the 22nd don't even come as yet. Everything was good. Yeah.
So there was no reason for you to think that.
No. And even when I was in labor, the baby was an active baby. She used to always kick. She always kicking. So, and that was hurting me the most, she was there. She was letting me know she there. She kicking still. She was alive, kicking. She continuously kicking, even when I was in labor.
Right.
So,
Is it possible that when you went to the hospital, they didn't think that you were really ready? Because how pregnant were you? Were you visibly pregnant?
yeah, visibly, but not. You wouldn't watch me and say I'm 9 months. You wouldn't say that.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So take it from
But you
there.
would.
Okay.
Okay, no problem.
You in the ambulance
Ambulance.
heading to the general
The
hospital.
general hospital. So the nurse in the ambulance let me know that if you want the baby, don't push. The baby is fine. Just don't push. That's all. She
Right.
said even if I want to urinate, anything, don't do it because it could be the baby will come in. So, they did a great job. We got there in like 20 minutes. And when we got there, they put me in a wheelchair and we got a very unpleasant welcoming by the general hospital, myself as well as the nurse from the Princess Alice Hospital. The lady on duty at the front desk, I think she's a nurse or the secretary. She was wearing scrubs, I'm not too sure. But she was like, her exact words, what do you want us to do with her? What do you bring all the patient on here for? That is all the patient, they're not our patient. We don't and shift on her. That's all the job, stay with all the patient, they're not my patient. And I day in labor, the pain starting to come every 2 minutes now, and I literally had to make them calm down. I is the one where they in pain. And in a wheelchair passing it every 2 minutes because the pain is unbearable. They cuss, and the nurse that came down with me from the Princess Alice Hospital, she brought me up to do an ultrasound because I'm assuming that's the reason they brought me down in town to do an ultrasound. That's because that's the only thing they could not have done up there. So I'm assuming that's the only reason they brought me down in town. So we went upstairs to do the ultrasound. I'm in a wheelchair and we sitting there like approximately 20 minutes from having the conversation with the lady at the front desk. And I saying, help me. What going on? I'll help me. I need help. What going on? 20 minutes. No, we sit down here. What really going on? And I'm bawling, I'm passing it. I don't know what going on. And the time going so fast. But I was keeping account of the time.
Right.
Because it was a new experience for me. Little did I know that the guy to do the ultrasound was sleeping.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he was sleeping from when I arrived. He was sleeping from that time to when I noticed he was actually sleeping. When we got that information, they actually told us that he's sleeping 20 minutes approximately.
Let me update everyone who just started to watch.
No problem.
Guys, if you just started to watch, we're speaking here with Ashley, and she's telling a story about what happened to her. She was about 27 weeks pregnant, which is about 7 months, close to 7 months, you could say. And she went into the Princess Alice Hospital. The Princess Alice Hospital, it's safe to say, is not as equipped as the General Hospital in St. George. So if there are additional things that cannot be provided at the Princess Alice Hospital, they would move you then to the main hospital, General Hospital in St. George. So that's what happened to her. While she was there, she was then moved by ambulance to the General Hospital. As she said, it was all fine, transporting to the General Hospital. They spoke to her nicely, and she felt like she was well taken care of. Although, the contractions started more regularly, more frequently, and it's painful. She got to the General Hospital in like about 20 minutes. When she got to the General Hospital, they was greeted very unfriendly greeting. And while she had to go through the process of the pain and all of that stuff that's happening to her, remember, she is in labor, right? They're arguing about, their patient, that patient, and all kind of craziness, which, she have to actually deal with it and actually have to try to mitigate a situation while she is in labor, right? I don't know why this had to happen, but this is what happened during that period of time. Now, she's at the General Hospital right now. She's about 7 months pregnant, and the person who is supposed to take the ultrasound is asleep. Can't be found at this point in time. Person is sleeping. Right. Take us from there. So the person is sleeping. They couldn't find him at the time. So you had to wait.
Yeah, additional 20 minutes. So I noticed that the door opened because it was after like 5 a.m. actually. Just check the time. 5 a.m. And I noticed, so you didn't really have nobody in the hospital. Anybody know the hospital, up there, like the ultrasound area, very quiet.
Right.
I noticed a door open, and visibly he just wake up. You could see that. When somebody just wake up, you could see that? You could see that. He grabbed a book and he have under his arms, and he went into the ultrasound room. He put on the light, and we didn't speak. He didn't have any conversation with anybody. He was very quiet. He knew exactly what he had to do, apparently, but nobody didn't speak. The nurses, nobody didn't speak to him. So that lasted another 10 minutes.
So nobody thought about waking him up, nudging him?
No. And that is what I was thinking. Help me, like what really going on? And I even asked the father of the child, because he was there. I asked him, I say, so why did I call him? He was telling me the nurse already called him, so she don't bother him to call again. Apparently she did call him, so she don't bother him to call again.
Okay.
You understand?
And he's the only person that could have done that at the point in time.
I would assume. Up there, he probably was the only person in that department. Up there was very, very quiet. Very quiet. Everywhere locked, lights out. He even had to put on the lights. Very quiet. So, moving on, we did the ultrasound, and they rushed me down to gynae ward.
Gynecology ward.
Right.
Okay.
So when I got there, I went up onto the bed, and the doctor as well as one nurse was there in the room at the time. I lie down, they put a diaper on me, and the doctor told me when I got the pain to just push. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So she told me when I get the pain, just push. I say, okay, no problem.
Well, they put a pamper on you, and then they tell you when you get pain, push.
Right. So the first time I get the pain, because I wasn't really aware. This is like the second time I'm telling over the story.
Yeah.
So I'll elaborate more.
Yeah.
But I have on the diaper, and she tell me when I get the pain, push. The first pain I got, I push. And then I realized, well, okay, if I have on a Pampers, when I push, the child will get stuck in the Pampers. So nobody catching the child or nothing like that. At that time, I'm making up my mind thinking that child coming out in pieces. That could never be a breathing child that will come out in. Never. That child won't have no movement. He'll be in pieces. The doctor telling us, get a bucket to put to put it in. They never refer to the child as a form of a human being or something of life. Always it.
But hold on. Why would they not believe that the child? Why did they think that the child would have been stillborn or born dead? Or
I would assume due to the amount of weeks the child was. I would assume because the child was kicking up until nothing was wrong in the ultrasound. I cannot confirm because up to this day I haven't got any results or anything like that. The only thing I have is the sick leave and the discharge paper. But
Right.
let me continue. We'll get to that.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, so the second, so she say get a pan instead. Don't get a bucket. Get a tray. The tray is like a pan, and they rest it underneath me. So I'm assuming that's for extra liquids because the diaper is already to catch the child. So that's just for extra liquid or when they remove the diaper, etc.
Right.
The second time I push, the baby came out and I heard a knock. Like when a tray knock, like a pan or something like that.
Uh-huh.
It's a sound. So they remove the diaper and the baby fall onto the tree. That is what happened. Everything good? I had a connection message on my
Yeah. No.
end.
No. No. Everything good. Everything good.
Okay.
But hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
Mhm.
Because I'm not no professional, but I only been in the delivery room one time in my life.
Mhm.
Usually the doctors, they're gloved up and they are, whether they're there orchestrating, ensure that the baby is coming out properly and kind of, get the baby out or whatever the case might be.
Mhm.
Were they,
Right. So
were they, why would they put a pamper on you and tell you to push out the child?
you're breaking up. You're breaking up a little. Just
Okay. Continue the story. You probably the connection
go
gonna get better. Go ahead.
Okay. So while I was pushing, the doctor grabbed a stool and she went up on the stool. And I'm assuming in my head, note while I still passing out, I get weak because of the pain. And I'm assuming this stool is to get up to the height of the bed. Then she clarified what this stool is for. She said she don't want any blood pitch up on her. Sorry. And I remember I passed out. From the first push, I passed it and then I wake back up to do the second push and she was skinning up she face. She skin up she face as though she see disgust. And I'm like, what? I feel like how I thinking she's seeing something down there she doesn't supposed to see. She skin up she face. And the child that was coming there. She then recall a situation with one of the nurses. Let me come out there. I don't want blood pitch up on me. Remember when so and so had that issue and the blood pitch up on us? That is what she said and they laughed. They say, oh, I remember, and that was it. She face was skin up. I had to close me eye to push. And then the baby came out. She asked me if I wanted to see the baby. Well, the thing. She never, just let me clarify that they never referred to it as a baby. I say baby because to me it was my baby. So she asked me if I wanted to see it. And I was like, no. Because in my mind, I build a mentality that child could never be breathing, that child coming out in pieces. So I said no. She then asked the father if he would like to see, and he said yes. She cut what she had to cut on the tray, the tube, the cord, and then she said, grab a pillowcase. Because we don't want them to say we put it in a bucket. We don't want them to say we kill a child. Grab a pillowcase. They grab a pillowcase from some clothes, some laundry outside. They don't even ask if we are baby clothes. They don't ask if we are clothes for the child. They don't ask nothing like that. They just grab a pillowcase and they wrap up the child in the pillowcase. Blood all on the pillowcase. So they guide me back to a room in gynae, and the father was holding the child. So a nurse, me and the father went back to the room in gynae ward, and while on the bed, I realized that the child was breathing, gasping for air, like the gasping motion.
Right.
I even have video proof that the child
Yeah,
was
you
breathing.
sent it to me. I looked at it. I'm not going to put it out. I'm not going to show it, but
Mhm.
the child was breathing.
Right.
The child was breathing.
Mhm.
Now, so the child was caught in the pampers and it fell onto the ground, right?
When she removed the pampers,
Yeah.
everything fell off. Everything. The child fell off with every liquid, everything like that. I just see a big splatter. Everything fell off on the tree.
Did the baby cry? Did the baby cry at all?
No, and information I got, I'm not too sure. They could correct me in the comments because this
Right.
is my first time that they're supposed to slap the child
Well,
when the
well,
child born. I'm not too sure.
I've seen it.
Hmm.
The child will come out crying. They may slap the child.
Nothing was done like that though. Nothing. But they guide me back to the room, and in the room, I realized that the child was breathing / gasping, and I'm on the bed, and I let them know, and they say they don't have the facility due to how much weeks the child is. In Grenada, it's not considered a child. It's a fetus. It's not a child. They say in Grenada it's supposed to be over 28 weeks or so to be considered a child so that they could get the facility to actually help the child. But they don't have the facility due to the amount of weeks. They don't have that. That's what they say.
Right. Okay, after
So,
doing a quick search here, they say that historically the threshold of viability was considered to be around 24 to 28 weeks of gestation. Babies born before this point are often face significant challenges. But one of the parts I said here is that today in many developing countries, the age of viability is often considered to be 22 to 24 weeks of gestation, although survival rate increased significantly with each passing week. So they're saying 22 to 24 weeks, and they're telling you that's what the internet is saying here. But it said they told you in Grenada it's considered 28 weeks. After 28 weeks, then the child is viable.
that is correct. I've also done research, and it on my end it does say 20 weeks as well. So later down in the story, I did confront them, but I'll let you guys know.
Right. So go
So,
ahead. Yeah.
I also saw a comment that asked if I was 10 centimeters dilated when she told me to push. I actually was, and she was in shock. So I actually was. But let me continue with the story.
Yes, go ahead.
So, yeah. So I realized that the child was breathing, gasping, and I've let them know, and they told me that they don't have the facility to help the child, etc. So in my mind, I thinking, well, okay, the child would die any minute from now, as they claim. And 5 hours passed. The child was breathing for like half of the day. And then I realized I fly on the child, and I say, okay, well, the child passed away now. So the child actually was breathing for half of the day. And
So while the child was breathing for half of the day, for that 5 hour plus, did they try to incubate the
nothing,
child? Did they try to?
nothing,
So the child was just laying there, just gasping as they said?
nothing. And during the period, I was telling them, well, I'll look at take an I was telling them that because I didn't really want to see when the child died. I was thinking 10 minutes, 20 minutes, the child is going to die. You know? They was like, no, keep her. And then when she actually died, they took her. After the half day, they were aware. They were aware because every time I speak to them, they always recall what time I came in, what time I gave birth, you know, so they were aware. So, continue?
Yes.
Yeah, so that happened, and they took the child. The nurse tell me she's going to put the child in a bucket with some solution to preserve the child, and they are going to do tests and run tests on the child to see what happened, etc. So that happened Friday. I gave birth, and they released me on Saturday. Giving me a 2 days sick leave. Actually, a 4 days. So the 2 days I was there, the Thursday, the Friday, sorry, into the Saturday, the Monday, and I was supposed to go back to work on the Tuesday, sorry.
Right.
So they give me a 4 days sick leave, and I left the hospital and I went home. So after going through everything, I read back the sick leave, and it says spontaneous abortion. That's what the sick leave says. I researched what's the definition of spontaneous abortion. It says any birth that happens before 20 weeks. I was 27 weeks. That's what the sick leave says. So I took notes because my plan was to go back there to confront them. I thought I was treated wrong. I also was planning the funeral of the child. So I called the general hospital 15 times. I have proof. Screenshots, they did not answer once. I called the Princess Alice Hospital to transfer me to the general hospital. The lady gave me back the same number. I tried, then I called her back and I said it's not working. I've been trying that number since the day before. Her response was, "That is not our problem. That's the number we have." That is the response. And then, so what I did, I went back down to the hospital with all my research, everything that says a birth is over 20 weeks, etc. I had screenshots, everything, notations. And when I went back down to the hospital, they guided me to gynae ward. By the way, I have no idea why they bring me in gynae ward because I just gave birth, so I'm supposed to be in maternity ward. So I have no idea. And I was telling you that everybody I met, every single person in gynae ward was pregnant at the time. Nobody gave birth. Everybody had complications. So I know I was in the wrong place. So yeah, I went back down there, and on the way there, I saw approximately 10 incubators in front of gynae ward. And they never put the child on one. They said they don't have the facility. I also have photos. So went to front desk in gynae and I confronted them with the issue in a nutshell. And they got up and they said, "Then my problem. Somebody get a manager. Well, I off shift on her. So then my problem. I don't have to answer nobody question." 2 minutes passed. Somebody walk out. I'm not too sure who I spoke to, but she had on scrubs. I think she was a nurse. And I forgot to mention, I also contacted NIS to ask them if I'm able to do, like, what do I have to do to get a maternity, because I just wanted to know if I would still be eligible, etc.
Right.
And they let me know that they could cover the cost of the funeral, etc. But I need a death and birth certificate, etc. from the hospital, which I was not given. Nobody told me anything about that in the hospital. So when I went back down and I confronted them with everything like that, they was telling me I never gave birth. The child was a fetus. We don't consider that as a birth in Grenada. You need to be more than 28 weeks. I told her what Google says, and she says in Grenada. So I said, well, everything has a code. Where is that written in the code book or anything like that? Show me in proof. Show me in written proof. So I would be wrong for not reading that. They send me in that department. They send me back so. Nobody couldn't show me that. Nobody couldn't show me that written. So my only friend was Google. So I used Google, and that's what I got. So, go ahead.
Yes. Guys, I hope you guys following this story because it just wow me the report of unprofessionalism up to this point thus far. Now, one thing I don't understand that they keep referring to the child as a it, or they keep referring to the child as just a fetus. But you sent me video evidence. I have video evidence here that the child was born, the child was alive, the child was breathing. And that was the actual video. I watched it. I'm not going to show it out. I'm not going to put it out there, but I saw it. I sent it off to my producer. She saw it as well. So I could confirm that the child was not a stillborn. The child wasn't born dead. The child was born and the child was breathing. One shocking piece. The other shocking thing is the child born breathing, and for several hours, they said that the child was gasping, but there was nothing that nobody could have done.
Nothing.
Help the child?
They did not even return to the room for that several hours. Nothing.
Wow. So now they're saying you didn't give birth because they're saying that the it wasn't, it didn't really just the period of time to be considered a child. So you gave birth essentially to a fetus or a stillborn.
Yeah,
But that was not the case whatsoever.
definitely.
So did you confront them and ask for supervisor? I mean, this is wrong. This
I
is
did.
incorrect.
I did, and one person came up. I was just giving that scenario. One person came out. Everything I told them that I did my personal research, they
Right.
go against it, telling me in Grenada you need to be 28 or more to be considered. And I think anybody who works in the hospital could confirm that. I think that is a thing in the hospital because when I went to the Supreme Court, I went all about just to get the birth and death certificate.
Right.
And when I went to some Supreme Court, the lady called the hospital to get the information. She said anything on Ashley Jones as yet. She gave birth on Friday. She said no. They search because I'm assuming they're searching in the files they have for birth.
Right.
And she searched. Then she realized she searched in the wrong place. She confirmed with the lady that Ashley did not give birth. So I was not able to get the death certificate and the birth certificate. So, then my thing is, I also confronted her about the body because I spoke to two persons at the hospital who work at the hospital, and they let me know that some, like, they do experiments, etc., on like children like that. And I don't want to say it's true because I'm not too sure, but they just let me know, make sure I collect the child body because that could happen, you know. So while I was confronting them and say, so can I have the child's body? I would call our agency to come for the child's body, you know.
Right.
And they told me that they wasn't. She response was, well, I wasn't working Friday. I don't know. I was. So I say, well, they don't have files then. You don't have files. You don't know what happened to me. I wasn't working Friday. I got to see. I say, so is the child here? If it's not here, where else would it be? She was like, I'm not too sure. I can't say. So if it's not here, where would it be? I keep asking her that. She said she can't say. So where else do you guys put dead children? I'm asking them that. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So she finally cracked and she said it probably pathology. I went up to pathology and the lady simply told me that the child's body is here. So I was able to call the agency and they came to collect the child. The agency even called back the hospital on the day of the child's funeral to confirm if I'm not able to get a death and birth certificate just to assist me so NIS could cover the cost of the child death, the funeral.
Yes.
And they said that if it's not 28 or more, they're not going to be able to help.
Okay. Well, whether it's 28 or 24, I don't know for a fact what Grenada considered a baby, right? That I could probably open the phone lines and see some medical practitioner, someone in Grenada, some legal expert who could call me and give me that specific. But based on what I'm seeing here, it clearly states that around 22 to 24 weeks of gestation,
Yeah.
right? And even without that particular fact, the child was born and the child lived, the child was breathing for
Yeah.
hours. The child didn't born dead. It wasn't a stillborn. The child was breathing. I have the video evidence. The child was breathing. So you can't consider it just a fetus or a stillborn if the child was on this earth for about half of the day. I don't understand that part. And having the fetus in front of you, seeing that the child is breathing and everything, and gasping for breath, as they might say, why didn't they incubate the child? Then you send me a set of pictures with a whole set of incubators. Why did nobody put the child in the incubator? I don't understand this. I don't
Exactly.
understand this. And I could understand how you are just frustrated about this whole
I
problem.
posted the photos on Instagram and Facebook, and one of the staff in the hospital replied saying that those stuff don't work. So I guess they just have them there.
So what they say, the incubators and them that they have, they don't work.
Yeah, that is what she told me. One of the staff, she replied.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
If it is, let me open up the phone lines right now. Let me get some folks who know this thing, some doctor, some nurse, anyone that's watching, that's in the profession, that's in the field. I want you guys to call me and explain this to me. Help me understand this because it's confusing to me, and I'm no medical expert, right? Help us understand this. 718-701-5720. Help me bring this thing into perspective here, guys. This young lady just went through a horrible experience. Right? The worst part about it is she was able to see her child, which they considered was just a thing. The child was born in the pamper and fell into the bucket like something that you dash away, something that you throw away, something that is no good. That was her child, right? That was her child. The child lived. The child was, I'm watching the video, it's in my phone, she sent it to me. The child was alive and the child was breathing. Why did no one help that child? Why wasn't that an emergency situation to say, well, the child is breathing, let's see if we could do something. Let's see what we could do. I know premature babies that was born at very early age and they survived. Why did nobody didn't even try? That is the bothering piece to me. It seemed like if nobody didn't even try, based on your story recollection, it seems like nobody actually tried to help. And that is the discouraging part. So let me open up the phone lines again, guys. Anyone who know this thing, who have a handle on this thing, who have better idea for me than me on this, please give us a call and help us understand this situation right here. They're saying that on the island, it's not considered a child unless it's 28 weeks and above. I don't know. Probably everywhere else is 22 to 24. But if that is the case in Grenada, that probably needs to change because the child could have survived. The child was viable. He was breathing on his own for 5 hours. I'm sure something could have been done. 718-701-5720. I'm going to continue to keep the phone line open. Let's take this call right here, right now. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from? Hello?
Hello, good afternoon, Junior. How are you?
Hey, I'm good.
I'm not no professional, but it's a simple understanding, right? 20. She said she was 27 weeks. A child could live at 27 weeks. The child was breathing. They never do anything to help her. And the way the nurses in the hospital is doing, like they didn't even care about this lady at all. In the hospital, they go come and tell me a general hospital have no incubator working so that they could have helped the baby? No. So it's just pure sense. It's just a simple understanding and sense. You don't have to be 30 weeks, 29 weeks, or 28 weeks. Since it's breathing, it's a baby. It's already, it's a baby could last. My sister have a son, and he was 6 months, and he lived. He lived, Junior. He was 6 months, and he lived. So why they never help this lady baby? The baby spent half of the day breathing. It's a baby.
Yeah.
If it spent half of the day breathing, it's a baby. It's like they kill the baby. The nurses kill the baby because half of the day it's breathing. If you put it in the incubator, it would have leave. The baby would have leave because it spent half of the day without it.
Yeah.
So it's just simple understanding. It could have leave. It's a baby. It is a baby. Whether Grenada or Canada, America, England, it's a baby as long as it's breathing. If the baby was breathing and she take it home and she kill it, she would have go to prison, right?
Yes.
Whether it's 27 weeks, right?
Yes.
So the nurse in the hospital make no sense, and I think they need to get fired. I think she should sue them and they should get fired. That is not professional. They have no training, nothing. I don't know how they get that job. They need to get fired. I hope and I pray that this lady do something about her baby. Thank you, Junior.
Yeah, thank you so much, caller. 717-015-720. You heard the story. Heartbreaking story. And Ashley, the mother, you know, she's reliving this every moment, right? She's sharing the story because she doesn't want somebody else. She don't want this to happen to somebody else. And she wants answers. She wants answers for what happened. I want someone in the medical field. I want someone who's watching that might be in the medical field to help me understand this, because she's right. Even if the child was born at 6 months, 5.5 months, right? And the child was born and the child was breathing at 5.5 months. It's not your determination to say, well, the child ain't gonna live because it's 5.5 months. If the child is breathing, the child is alive. You have to do and you need to do everything that's possible to save that child's life. Caller, your live, where are you calling us from?
Hey, Junior, calling from Grenada.
Hey, Grenada, go right ahead.
Yeah, listen, I'm just listening to this thing there, and Jesus Christ, this is stomach upsetting, head hurting, everything in one. But I could relate. I mean, I'm a man, so I'm not even pregnant.
Right.
But when you're talking about the nurses in the general hospital, I could relate to exactly what she said. Because trust me, some of them, not all, and don't get, I don't want to misquote me, not all, but some of them, trust me, they're just there for a monthly salary. They have no professionalism. They have no empathy, nothing. I remember I had a vehicular accident All Fool's Day, 1st of April. And if I couldn't help myself, if I didn't know a little first aid, I would have been a dead man today. You understand? And the way these people speak to you is like you're begging them a favor. It's like you're begging them to do something that is not their job. Like you're begging, and it's like everybody's just nonchalant, nobody's business. And I don't know. The laws in Grenada needs to change, where you could be able to sue these people and them. I mean, there is too much red tape to go through. Sometimes people don't have the money, and the amount of drama they put you through, people give up. But I think, trust me, somebody needs to set an example. I mean, right now I'm thinking about doing something similar, but anyway, that's not my case. But I mean, I feel really bad for this young lady with somebody. People, I don't even call them, I wouldn't call them nurse and doc. Some of the people they have working. I remember in my incident, I had to get a sick leave. And the doctor gave me a sick leave for the days I was in hospital. Knowing that I couldn't work afterwards, I still couldn't work. She gave me a sick leave for the days I was in hospital. And when she told me, oh, I have to come to her private office because I was already discharged. So they cannot give me a sick leave from the hospital. And the manner in which she said it. So, no, I'm serious. Listen to me. The General Hospital, no disrespect, is one of the worst facilities we have in Grenada.
Well, let me say this. Let me say this, right? Because I don't want to generalize the whole thing, because I don't think every single nurse are just there for a paycheck. That's what I said earlier.
Not every nurse, right. Not every doctor. There is a few. Like I said, I have a lot of friends that are nurses, and I have friends who are doctors that work at the General Hospital. Right. So I know. And like I said, I'm speaking from my experience. That's something that somebody tell me. I'm speaking from my personal experience in the General Hospital.
Right.
There are some people that work there that do not deserve to be working there.
Right.
I mean, it's really sad what this young lady went through. And honestly, I wish that she could get the help to get some legal advice to pull the pressure on the powers that be to change the system. Because just too much square pegs in wrong holes. too much prepex in wrong holes. And the Maribor Hospital, the Princess Alice Hospital, is way ahead of the General Hospital, and that shouldn't be. When it comes to professionalism, because my mom spent days. Remember, I spoke to you about my mom spent days, and the professionalism. Yes, they had mishaps, but the kindness, and you could see that they enjoy their job. You could see that some they're willing to help. You could hardly see that for the General Hospital. You could hardly see that for the General Hospital.
Yeah.
So I honestly, I wish this young lady could get some legal advice and take this thing real further. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, caller. So thank you so much. All right. We have someone else. Actually, hold 1 second, Hold 1 second. Because someone else just came in here and she wanted to share a story, a recollection of what she had. Let me just take this call and then we go to the next person on the line. Call on the phone lines, you're live.
Hi, good night.
Hey, good night. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling you from Grenada. Well, from Guam.
Yeah. Okay, we lost that caller. Caller will call back. All right, so let's bring in this next person. Her name is simply Jay. Jay, could you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Jay, tell us about your experience.
Well, good night, Ashley. I didn't really hear her full story. Someone just sent her link and told me to come on because the story is similar.
Right.
So basically, I lost my child in April the 28th to be exact. When I got admitted to the hospital, because what happened, on my way home, when I stopped, my water bag had broken. So I was to rush back down to the general hospital. And when I got there, they had to put me in gynecology ward. They said they couldn't keep me in the in that next ward where they keep you when you're gonna have the delivery and stuff like that. Right, maternity, right. So they said they couldn't keep me there because I was too early. And usually it's 28 weeks. That's when they considered, it's like a pregnancy vital.
Right.
So when I came in, well, they ran tests and stuff like that. They asked me if I had my clinic card and stuff like that. Well, I didn't have that because obviously it was an emergency. I ran home to get like a sheet and stuff like that, but I didn't think to get clinic card because it was my first pregnancy, so I don't really know much that is going on. And when I got there, well, when I admitted, they kept me in this waiting room, but then after the water was continuously coming, so I was like, I can't wait. I need to see a doctor. So then after they rushed me to the doctor, when I got in there, they did a swab. It was the stuff for the clamp, so they had to open up to see if the cervix was open because obviously the water was coming through, so they had to check. They did that. A guy said it was a guy that did it first, and he said the cervix was he said he's seen a slight opening to the second entrance of the cervix. So I was like, okay. So after they told me they have to do a ultrasound to see how old I was, but I had an ultrasound from since I was 6 weeks pregnant. So that was gonna be. It was good for them to use it so they could test how far along I was because they didn't have the clinic card and they was asking me and I was telling them, but they wanted just to confirm.
Right.
Nevertheless, fast forward. After I did the ultrasound and everything, they were saying that the baby was okay. They were seeing water, but the liquid was 4%, and that was not sufficient to keep the baby. They made me do another one of the clamp thing where they had to check to see if the cervix was open. And this next doctor telling me now, she's seeing the cervix is open. So I said, well, the first doctor said that it wasn't open. So she was like, well, yes, we just have to double check just to see and whatnot and what. I was like, all right. So went through the night. They told me they're going to have to, the morning time, they're going to come to me and then they're going to let me know what is what. When they came to me the morning, I started getting nervous because water buzz. I thinking, well, okay, child about to come now. So when they came to me, they explained to me, all right, it's 4% I liquid I have. So they're considering terminating the pregnancy, but obviously it's my decision. So I was like, no, I don't want to terminate my pregnancy. I was like, is there any other option that we could use? So they were saying that they could try to hold me to reach 28 weeks old because I was 26 weeks and a couple days when I got admitted.
Right.
And they said they could try and see if they could hold me. Well, the first doctor said she could try and see if she could hold me to 32 weeks. I mean, it sounded kind of impossible with my 4% liquid, but I was like, you know what? Well, I'm being optimistic because I wanted my child.
Right.
And they told me, they're going to try and see whatnot. But some of the doctors, I don't know if I could call
No,
name
don't call no
of
name.
the
Don't
team.
call any name.
Okay, right, because I would never forget
Right.
them. So they told me, okay, they're going to try and see, they're going to monitor me because they had me as a high risk patient, and they're going to monitor me to see how I'm doing and how the baby's doing. Then I spent I think I was in there. I tried to make it to the 28 weeks, but every day they just keep coming and advising me, oh, you need to terminate your pregnancy because you're high risk and the child could die, you could get infected and whatnot. So I was telling them, I'm like, listen, I said, I want to continue with my pregnancy. Like I want to, if the child have to die, let it be something natural, but don't advise me to go and, kill my child. Like
Right.
So I'm there. Well, oh my God, the treatment in the hospital. Like I don't want to bash anybody, but to be honest, for me being a high risk patient, it was really horrible. I had
Right.
to say, well, okay, I'm going to stay in the hospital. This baby, that could have never worked because the treatment. Some of the doctors and nurses, they are very, very great. Some again is like they tired of their job. They were fed up that they even have to deal with people inside. And it's scary. It's scary because patient, my stool had to be emptied, right? I'm not supposed
Right.
to be calling you constantly to be emptying my stool when we're on the same ward. I could see the nurses and doctors, and they could see me. So why is it not your duty to? Is there not somebody that's supposed to be passing around to be checking on these stuff again?
Check in.
I had an
But let me ask you a
incident.
question. Let me ask you a question, caller. We have to go. We have to wrap up shortly. Sorry to cut you. But did you get the understanding that viability was at 28 and they were sticking to that and they wasn't budging from, if you're not 28 weeks, then the child is not viable? Did you get that understanding from them?
I did get the understanding, but the problem is when the child born, that changed everything because they told me it was going to be a fetus and the baby wasn't going to be alive. And when I had the baby started to cry. So I was kind of confused. I'm a child born after 5 the morning, and she died after 3 the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
That was April the 28th. That just happened. And they had me made my baby on the gynecology ward, the same bed that I was sleeping on. It's the same bed that I had to make the baby on. Like I begged them to go in the delivery room to make the baby, and these people would not make me go to the delivery room to have my baby. Me and all other patients on that ward, who I screaming, other people screaming because who in pain. I hearing people next door in other wards screaming. Everybody just screaming.
Yeah.
You
Hold on.
understand?
Actually, could you relate?
Well, to me, it wasn't a scream, but they was crying out. Everybody. That is why I know I was in the wrong place. Remember I said that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I realized everybody was there for complications. And I had the baby. Yeah.
Wow. Jay, we have to wrap up. But Jay, you need a whole show for all by yourself. We need to have a whole conversation on
Well,
this.
remember I told you, but oh God, I just didn't build courage. But because I heard this young lady's story, oh my God, it's like I trying my best
Yes.
because something like so traumatizing and people see me every day know happen, but they just don't know. You
They don't know.
understand? They just don't know. But no problem, no problem. You're gonna hear my story.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's sad to have to leave through this. This is two situations. Ashley, how were you able to get the baby body. And did you get assistance to bury the child?
So, remember when I said this, when I pressured the nurse and I say, so if it's not here, where is it going to be? And then she finally cracked and tell me pathology.
Yeah.
A really nice lady in pathology. She was the only one there. And she said she don't know why they beating around the bush. The body is here. So I call Wayne's funeral service, and they advised me on NIS supposed to do child benefit, and I just had to get the death certificate and the birth certificate. Well, to get the death, you must get the birth certificate.
Right.
And remember, the hospital not issuing that unless it's 28 or more. So there was no way I was getting that. So that's the only way I could get assistance from NIS. So, I mean, we paid for ourselves. We covered the cost of the funeral for ourselves. And that was it. The funeral service took the body and we buried her yesterday.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Hold on one second. We got a call. That just came in. Call you live. Hello.
How you doing?
Hi.
Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, Ashley. What's up?
Yes. Caller, also turn on your background. Your TV or whatever. Turn it down a bit so we don't get that feedback.
Okay, my thing is, you're talking about a story, Ashley. Why you haven't shared a tears up to now? Why? Story isn't it? Why you haven't shared a tears?
Well, okay. So, what you're saying?
What I'm saying, there's two sides to all stories. I'm the eye of the father of the child, and there's two sides to all stories. And you need to say what happened, and you need to say the truth. Okay? You need to say the truth. I know the hospital is negligent. 100%. Mm-hmm. No doubt about that.
Right.
But there is more to this. Okay? Take care.
Okay. Is there more to the story?
Okay, so let me go ahead. Junior, everything I've said, I have proof. If I'm able to share my screen, I'd be happy to. You said that you don't want to share the pictures where the baby is breathing, etc. But I have proof, every single thing, and that's why I'm proud to say what I said. People don't see me crying, etc. Because the morning it happened, the morning they released me, when I walked the same road I was in labor on, bombing right to go on to the hospital. The same road I come up from by the hospital. Everything, seeing the child clothes, the medication I used to take for the child, I ball. I bomb right from Subies. I stay in Subies, go right down to Malmont where the child father staying, and I ball because the only person who could have make me feel better is the child father, because the child look just like the father. They don't say others can't say because the baby they small, but I ball. And she know, if she's the auntie of the child father, she knows how it's a big hill. That's probably the biggest hill in Grenada. I climb up that hill bawling, running to see that boy because he looked just like the child. I bawl. You could ask him. But everybody got something to say. She's not in Grenada, so she wouldn't see me cry. But yeah.
Caller, live, where you calling us from? Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
Hello?
Yeah, hi. Go ahead, caller, you live.
Okay. Junior, I am kind of confused because my godson was born at 24 weeks. Today he is 37 years old and have 8 kids. So how are they saying that at 27 weeks it's not a baby?
Yeah. I don't know if, and that's what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to understand if that is the normal practice or if that is what is written somewhere, that is what's taught. I don't know. So that question I have to ask, right? But even if the child is 25 weeks and the child breathing and the child come out and the child breathing, the child loaded, then it's a child. It's not a fetus.
Right, because
Right. I was in the delivery room when my friend had the baby. As soon as she had the baby, they took the baby, which was Junior. The baby could have fit in the palm of my hand. He was see-through. You could see all his little organs. And they took him right to the incubator. They hooked him up with everything. He stayed in the hospital for about 5 months. And like I said, he is 37 years old now. So I don't understand how they're saying that it was not a baby. If they're not specialized in preemie, then they could say, because a lot of hospitals are not specialized in preemie, because where my godson was born, they was not specialized. So they had to transport him to another hospital that's specialized in preemie.
Yeah.
So again, I'm kind of confused. It's very sad, and it's not me, and I feel so hurt because I see that what my godson went through, and he survived.
Yeah.
God bless her. She's going to need a lot of it.
Thank you so much, Carla. Appreciate you.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Ashley, how are you doing? How are you feeling? How are you making? How are you coping?
Recalling this story, it's really sad. When I tell you, literally, this is the second time I'm recalling this story. It's literally the second time I'm recalling the entire story. But remember when I was telling you I was getting the worst pain of my life, worst pain of my life, and I was grinding. Everybody who have children know labor pain is literally the worst pain, and it comes in every minute. So I grind every day. I sit down watching the videos and them, with the child breathing, the funeral. It's really sad, but I'm here, and what motivated me, the child already gone, which is really sad, but being in the hospital, I've heard similar stories. I even have people reach out to me. The videos with the baby went viral actually on TikTok. People in Jamaica everywhere reaching out to me, and somebody actually reached out to me who's currently in the hospital. Her baby just died as well, and she experienced the same thing. And I remember I met a lady, and apparently the lady who just come on and shared her story.
Yes.
They was asking her to keep the pregnancy going until it's 20-something weeks. Actually meet a young lady there in the hospital who was undergoing in the gynae ward because she's pregnant.
Yes.
So she's telling me she's trying to call St. Augustine, call Trinidad, which I wish I had done, but I had no knowledge. That was my first pregnancy, so I didn't know what to do. So I'm fighting for her.
Yeah.
I'm fighting for her and fighting for anybody else it could happen to, because it could happen to anybody. I come out to work and I was in labor. I had no idea. I had 3 months again to prepare.
Yes. We got another call on tonight. Caller, live, where are you calling us from?
Hello, Junior. I'm calling from the UK.
Go ahead, UK. Go right ahead.
Yes. So I had a baby. The baby, when my baby was 20 weeks old, he was diagnosed with a heart condition.
Uh-huh.
So when the baby was born, well, obviously I knew that the baby would have died. But when the baby was born, they did everything. They took him from me. They hooked him up to the machine, gave him oxygen and everything like that. I'm saying this to say that even if they have an idea, okay, the baby's young, he or she would not survive. At least they could have tried at least to give the baby some oxygen, put the baby in the incubator, and try to save that baby's life. But the way that I'm hearing the story is that they didn't try. They just say, okay, the baby's 27 weeks and let's just leave it. That baby can survive. And that is wrong, because at the end of the day, it's someone's child. She went through 5-6 months, carried that child, and she said the baby was active. So it is very, very wrong what they did to that girl. And another thing is that the girl, it's her first child. She didn't know what to do. She didn't have any experience.
Yes.
So that is just very, very, very wrong. It's very wrong, Junior. They didn't try. They didn't do well, to be honest. But I can say to Ashley, you losing a baby, you know, yes, you would cry, but I can give you one advice. You need to get counseling because that is not an easy pill to swallow. You need to get some kind of counseling
Yes.
so you will feel better. Yeah, because it's a very traumatizing situation. And when I heard that she said that a child fall in a pan or something like that, that what happened to the receiving blankets and those things? It's like they allow Ashley to give birth like a sheep or a goat. You know, they didn't care about her. She's a human being and she should have been treated like that. That's all I need to say.
Thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, you need counseling. I think you need a lot of counseling. Got another call on the line. Caller, where are you calling us from? Hello? Hello?
Good night, Junior.
Yeah, hi. Listen to me on the
Hello?
phone line and just turn down your volume on your computer or your TV. Go ahead, caller, you're live.
Junior, I'm just calling from Grenada. I'm just calling, right? I'm just, Ashley, I'm sorry for what happened to you. But I gave birth like 2 months ago too. And I just want to say, like, you know, in the general hospital, there are lots of nice nurses, but again, it has some nurses in the hospital that really do not care. I mean, I listen to the situation, it's really sad. So I just want to say, they like, it have some nurses that care, and you have some on the ward that really don't care, and people always talk about it. I had similar situation, like I went in, I was past my due date too. They make plans to cut me over the phone. My doctor didn't came in to check on me. It was a lot. They say my child was big. My child was weighing 7 pounds. Right? So I didn't have had to do a C-section. They didn't give me a chance to push. So it's a lot. There's a lot going on in the hospital and no one talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I just calling, I just want to say sorry for what she's going through, but there's a lot that's going on and people don't come out and speak about it.
Yes. Thank you so much, caller. Appreciate you. All right. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, Ashley. It's a lot. I know you have to deal with a lot. And you decided to come out and tell this story. No one forced you. You could have hide your face. You could have dealt with this privately. Why did you decide to do this so publicly, where you see everyone have something to say now, and this is going to go viral. Thousands of people are going to watch and comment. How you know, what's your plan to deal with this? Because I think that you need counseling. I think that you need it now. You're probably not physically showing it with the tears, but I think long term it's something that you're gonna need, and I'll recommend. But why did you plan to do this? Like, speak about this so publicly, and you have all right to. I'm not saying that you shouldn't. You have all right to.
To me, I know personally, well, I went to a private doctor after, and he couldn't believe everybody had told the story, like pieces of the story, they couldn't believe. So if everybody couldn't believe, I'm not the one crazy thinking that, Ashley, you're just crazy. You probably just give birth to a fetus in truth. That's not a baby. But watching the video, and I wish you could have shared the video so everybody could have seen, you cannot tell me that is not a baby and that is a fetus. Like I said, I met someone else who's currently, she probably already went through the same thing because they gave her like 3 days. And if I met someone else, I had to endure that. And I met someone else, she's going to meet someone else, and somebody else is going to meet someone else. And as you said, thousands of persons are going to be watching this. So that should tell you. So we need some clarification, I think. You know, I really didn't want to call it the Ministry of Health on a whole, but down to the phone lines not even being picked up 15 times, calling the general hospital for some help, you know, some clarification. Nobody answering, and the hospital is really big. I myself didn't even know the hospital is so big. You know, nobody couldn't even answer one phone line. That was ridiculous, you know. So I think they need a whole check in the system, you know. And if nobody does say nothing about it, it's just going to fall within the crease and the cracks. And then next 4 years, next 2 years, maybe even next year, somebody else might be telling the same story and it fall again.
Yes.
So we need some answers, and I really hope you meet somebody in the ministry. I really hope they see it.
Yeah, well, I hope that the minister Laco is watching and everyone involved.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody tagged Laco already. I'm sure somebody put this in the inbox of someone in the ministry because this lady clearly needs some answers based on what she's saying, guys.
Yeah.
They allow her to give birth like a goat, like an animal, like I mean, come on. Based on her recollection, based on her experience, this is not why they have a hospital. They should have tell her stay home then. She probably could have done a better job by herself. But
Exactly what I was saying. They could have even leave me in Maribo then. Why you make me come all the way in town? I understand to do the ultrasound, etc. But literally, the nurses didn't even put on no covering, the doctor, no covering. Where is the covering? You have to cover yourself. You well dressed, come to work, and obviously you go say you don't want no blood pitch up on you. So you had no intentions. You had no intentions of delivering the baby. So it's a lot, but
yeah.
are they all know me no strong, but are they?
Yeah. You need a support system as well because I know how it gets on social media. The minute time you come out, people want to call you this, people want to call you that, and you did.
It's okay. And all I have to say, I mean, I don't owe nobody no explanation, but I have proof of everything. Everything. The incubators, I have it. I have discharge papers, everything. The sick leave, they say they're sending me on a spontaneous abortion. How you could give me a discharge paper stating that 25 plus 2, 27 weeks. And the sick leave says spontaneous abortion. Look up on Google. Everybody take their phone and look it up on Google. Spontaneous abortion is before 20 weeks. So make it make sense. And I have documentation. So what I could say, I can't tell nobody believe me, but I have the proof.
You don't owe nobody no explanation. And that is the fact, right? The truth. You don't owe nobody no explanation. Okay. And you are doing this, I believe, from a good place. I believe. Because you didn't have to come and show your face. You didn't have to. You could have asked me to disguise your voice. You could have tell me. You could have not put yourself out there like you are doing right now. And it takes a lot for someone to tell their story so publicly. And I understand. I appreciate that because you are doing it from the perspective and the point of view that you don't want somebody else to have that happen to them. Let's take this final call. Caller, your live. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from St. Vincent.
St. Vincent, go right ahead.
I had my child in the hospital. I came down, the nurse sent me down. When I came, they come and tell me I'm not ready. Go home and come back on the 14th of December. I came back on the same day, early as possible, everything. I wasn't getting no pain, no sign of labor. When I came, they told me my stomach's not open, but they will keep me in still. They do an ultrasound. They say that the child was like 42 weeks and I think 5 days. Yeah. They make me wait. They give me the tablets to soften my stomach on the 16th. Yeah, on the 16th, the morning. When around 6 at night, I had to get like a pain and cramps and things. Going to labor room, everything. They started to give me the first. The doctor was like, give her next.
Wait, this happened in St. Vincent? This happened in St. Vincent?
No, in Grenada.
Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Before that, the 1, 2, 3, 4 doctors was like they was like debating if to do a C-section or if to just let me go through labor. One was like, the child small, let's go to the labor and thing. I did go. I didn't pay and everything, and no progress of the child coming. So they was like, well, let the girl go and let me see how we go on in the morning. The morning, I said, nurse, I can't go anymore. Check the child heart rate. When they checked the child heart rate, he was going up and down. The child heart rate was dropping. They said the child was in distress. They said, man, do the C-section around 7. They waiting for them doctors to come and do the C-section on me. They don't come until after 8. minutes to 9. Come in and do C-section on me. When the child born, the child was in a special care room. They said the child lungs infected. The water go to the lungs and damage the lungs. Right now, my child sick, narcissistic. The child have cold. I could hear how she rocking, anything rocking on her chest, everything. And it's very hard for me because when I did not say I did not come back when they told me to come back.
Right.
My child was in ICU. How much days? A week and some days. My child in ICU. Come down back to special care room. Go back up in ICU. It's very hard to see a child in ICU.
Yes.
It's very hard and difficult to see a child struggling for their own life. And yes. They had a choice to cut me. They had a choice to cut me before all this happened. They had a choice. But I never came. And I wasn't taking any vitamins. I was taking vitamins, everything.
Yeah. Sad. So, thank you, caller. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. I thought you said St. Vincent, but you said St. David. My apologies. I didn't hear you too clearly. But St. David. Thank you so much, St. David, for calling and sharing your story with us. Ashley, we'll keep in touch because I know this have to be difficult. I know this is difficult. And the funny thing about it is some people have no chill because people would, after this program, I just could imagine what people may have to say. But stand strong, stand firm, and believe and know the fact that you're telling your truth, and that's your truth. Forget what everybody else have to say about it. The long-term effect is that you would help a lot of people with your story. I could guarantee you. A lot of people.
I feel better because we were able to get the body and she's at rest. So I feel this is my time to fight now. You know, this is time to fight. She's at rest. She's back with God, where she's most safe. And this is my time to fight. You would never see a fighter crying. So I'm here, and I appreciate everybody listening, everybody tuning in. I've been getting support, and I appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much. Ashley, we'll keep in touch, right? Keep following up with you. Guys, that was emotional story there by Ashley. Got some closing remarks. We'll be right back.
Ready to ignite Kings of Kings with the mega hits. It's Marlo. Marlo Live.
September 23rd is all about Kings of Kings. Brooklyn, New York. Marlo Ben gonna be there.
Inside 178 Newport Street, Brooklyn, New York. It's Kings of Kings 3. Saturday, September 23rd. The Island's Invasion. Which island you will be repping?
Now, get ready to conquer the road with Zion Driving Instructors, conveniently located at 1782 Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We are your ticket to driving success. We are known for and specialize in the best rates for driving classes, ensuring you reach your driving goals affordably and efficiently. Our expert instructors offer personalized one-on-one training, making you a confident and skilled driver. Plus, we offer convenient 5-hour classes and various packages deal to give you even more value. Ready to take the wheel? Call us today at 718-374-5678. That's 718-374-5678. Or visit ZionDrivingInstructors.com. That's ZionDrivingInstructors.com. Zion Driving Instructors, your journey to the open road starts here. Contact us and make your driving dreams a reality. Mention this ad and get a 5% off selected package.
I want you folks to play these 3 games from the NLA. Daily pick 3 cash flow and play with. You will be supporting sports and culture, nation building and our future. So go out and play, folks, make it a must. You will see what the National Lottery is doing for us. When you play pick 3 cash flow and play with, the NLA will support you all the way.
Starting September 30th, Monday to Friday, these 3 games will be drawn mid-morning, 9:45 a.m., midday, 12:45 p.m., and evenings, 7:45 p.m. The National Lotteries, supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Sandy Manite.
The Ministry of Tourism and Economic Development and the Grenada Tourism Authority extend a warm welcome to visitors and returning nationals visiting for Carnival and summer vacation. We do hope you enjoy your stay with us, and we invite you to return with friends and family to celebrate our 50th anniversary of independence on 7th February 2024. Tourism is my business, your business, our business.
Everyone wants money, don't you? The National Lotteries Authority's Lotto Jackpot is $188,000. Play today for chances at improving your life. Lotto. Play and win a lot of money.
Indeed, a very touching story by Ashley, and I know Ashley's going through a lot. It's probably not even showing on her face when she speaks, but anyone that went through anything as dramatic like that, it will have a long-lasting effect on her. And this is a story that we're hearing far too often, right? From Grenada to St. Vincent to Trinidad, we're hearing those stories. We're getting calls about people losing their child. It's difficult, it's difficult, it's difficult. And we hope that the Ministry of Health is watching this and put whatever they need to put in place so that another family don't have to go through this, right? Now, to the doctors and nurses in the General Hospital, I know some very good friends of mine who work at the hospital, and they're very compassionate about their job. They actually care about people. They're very, very passionate about it. I want to say kudos to the nurses who do their job diligently and who love and care, right? But if there's one or two among you that is not taking the care of their job, they're taking out the care out of nursing care, then that have to be dealt with, because it's making the whole institution look bad at the end of the day. You need to nip it in the bud. And again, I hope that the Ministry of Health is watching and give this young lady some answers. That wouldn't bring back her young child, but at least she will know and understand why did they treat her child like that? Why did they treat her like that? And do whatever needs to be done so that this does not happen to the next mother, the next individual that walk into the hospital. We'll continue to follow the story. Again, this is a recollection of the story. I'm sure that there would be other positions on it. People, the ministry may respond to this. We'd like to hear each side so we can have a broader sense of understanding to what transpired. On behalf of all of our production crew here at Ride Along Live, we say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sharing. Don't forget, this platform, Ride Along Live, is where everyone have a story to tell. So if you have a story, you'd like to share it with us, please inbox us. Your story will definitely help someone else, and would also empower you knowing that you're helping the next person not go through the same thing that you just went through. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sharing. Tomorrow's Friday, which means that it is Right Trivia on a Friday. A couple more information of things that's happening. We told you guys earlier about the Kings of Kings. Yeah, big up Looney Spark and Electrify. Kings of Kings, that's going down on the 23rd. September 23rd in Brooklyn. It's happening at 178 Newport Street. Get your tickets right now. We just put the tickets in the chat, so you could click that link and purchase your tickets at Eventbrite. All the top artists will be performing. Mr. Legs, Looney Spark and Electrify, Jab King, Marlo, Kush, Curtin Alma Boy, and plus a host of other performers. Also, I was telling you guys about this yesterday. Dancing for Dementia. Dancing for Dementia is in aid and to support folks that is living with dementia, and also to sensitize the general public about dementia. So we're going to be dancing for dementia this coming Saturday in Brooklyn. The information is there. You could RSVP for your tickets. Click that link. It's dancingfordementia.eventbrite.com. The tickets are free refreshments, a lot of fun. I'll be there. Dancing for Dementia. All goes down in Queens. Check it out, guys. It will be a fun experience. Dancing for Dementia. What else we have? What else do we have? Let me check. Oh, we got this. That's on Saturday the 14th of October, the inaugural Gala, Florida Ballroom. This is going to be a massive event. Special guest, the Honorable Dickon Mitchell, Prime Minister of Grenada. Tickets are early bird tickets, $150 till June 30th. Well, you know that done pass already, so early birds done sold out already. You can get your tickets at GoToFet. Or for more information, you can call 203-984-8738, and that's in Florida, the NDC Florida chapter. You guys want to check that out. Those open at 7 p.m. Contact and get your tickets right now. This is at the Floridian Ballroom, and it's located at 17850 Northwest 2nd Street. That's in Pine Brook. It's going to be a massive event. You guys can afford to miss that. For more information, you could check the description on the page for that, or call 203-984-8738. Again, guys, don't forget, this is for the Dancing for Dementia. That's on Saturday, September 16th, 1 p.m. at the Community Connection, located at 20313 Linden Boulevard, St. Albans, New York. Want to see you guys there. All right? I'll be dancing too. I would like to welcome Zion Driving School. Just started advertising on Ride Along Live, so we want to support the people who support us. Zion Driving School, we played the ad earlier. Welcome on board, Zion Driving School. So if you live in New York and you want to get your driver's license, call Zion Driving School. Zion Driving School. If you didn't see the ad, I'll play it again. Just for you. I'm playing it again.
Now, get ready to conquer the road with Zion Driving Instructors, conveniently located at 1782 Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. We are your ticket to driving success. We are known for and specialize in the best rates for driving classes, ensuring you reach your driving goals affordably and efficiently. Our expert instructors offer personalized one-on-one training, making you a confident and skilled driver. Plus, we offer convenient 5-hour classes and various packages deal to give you even more value. Ready to take the wheel? Call us today at 718-374-5678. That's 718-374-5678. Or visit ZionDrivingInstructors.com. That's ZionDrivingInstructors.com. Zion Driving Instructors, your journey to the open road starts here. Contact us and make your driving dreams a reality. Mention this ad and get a 5% off selected package.
Yes, I mentioned this ad and get your 5% off. Whenever you're going to get your license, let them hook you up with some driving classes, all right? In New York City. Give them a call right now. Also, guys, if you have a business and you want to advertise, inbox Ride Along Live. We have the best rates, reach the most viewership, and make sure that your business would get viral. Yes, send your business viral right here on Ride Along Live. Inbox us, call us for more information. We'll package an unbelievable deal to take your business to the next level. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right. Thanks for watching on the behalf of all of our production team here at Ride Along Live. Our senior executive producer, Lois JJ. Kibbs, how you doing? Moderator Kibbs. Where Gail? I see Gail. Big up, Gail. Thanks again, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Good night.
Request, repay, repeat with Ariza's FlexiCredit Evergreen Loan Facility. Qualify for a FlexiCredit with limits up to $25,000 or use your home equity to qualify for more. Extra cash at your fingertips whenever you need it. Accessed using your debit card and managed using AMI, Ariza's mobile internet experience app. FlexiCredit allows you the flexibility to top up to your approved limit any day, anytime. Already a member? Send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987. New members join today to apply. Request, repay, repeat. Use your FlexiCredit for vacations, shopping, wedding, general expenses, and more. Ariza loan terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.